How's it going everyone, I'm Zedfiles, and in my previous video, I compared the Acrocanthosaurus and the T-Rex to the 12 standard tests, including the attacks test. I covered what their attacks were, how much damage they did per second, and so on. But since the Acro has its special adrenaline buff, which needs time to be charged up, it is hard to see which creature would do more damage overall, and which creature is the better boss killer. So in this video, I'm going to be comparing the amount of damage the Acro and the Rex can do in 10 minutes, in a special episode of Arc Creature Comparison. Our test dummy will be the Gamma Broodmother. Both creatures will be at their level 1 tame stats, except for stamina, so that the creatures can keep attacking non-stop, and the Acro will have 12,000 health, since it needs to have enough health to survive the Gamma Broodmother attacking it back, which is required for the adrenaline buff. If you don't know what the adrenaline buff is, it is a buff gained by the Acro when it receives enough damage while strafing. The buff lasts for 70 seconds, it boosts damage by 90%, increases the bite attack speed from 0.7 times per second to 1.2 times per second, increases movement speed from 46 foundations per 10 seconds to 69 foundations per 10 seconds, so by 50%. It also increases health and stamina regeneration. The level 1 Acro, while mounted, managed to do 263,040 total damage to the Gamma Broodmother in 10 minutes. Since this Gamma Broodmother takes around 3 times more damage than usual, the Acro does 87,680 regular damage. The Acro, while unmounted, only did 173,940 total damage to the Broodmother, which is 57,980 regular total damage. The Acro, while mounted, does 89,100 more damage to the Broodmother than when unmounted, which is 29,700 regular damage. This massive damage difference is because, while mounted, I tried to obtain the adrenaline buff as much as possible by staying in the strafing state and letting the Broodmother attack me. And then once I achieved the adrenaline buff, I started using the usual bite attack as much as I could. This allowed me to get the best result possible. While unmounted, the Acro kind of just did its own thing, using all of its attacks, not just the bite, but the shoulder bash and the stomp as well, which don't do as much damage per second as the bite does. The unmounted Acro also didn't prioritize getting the adrenaline buff. Now it's time for the Rex. While mounted, the Rex managed to do 224,250 total damage to the Gamma Broodmother in 10 minutes. And since the Gamma Broodmother takes around 3 times more damage than usual, the Rex does 74,750 regular damage when mounted. The Rex, while unmounted, did 175,500 damage to the Broodmother, which is 58,500 regular damage. The Rex, while mounted, does 48,750 more damage to the Broodmother than when unmounted, which is 16,250 regular damage. There's not as much of a gap like with the Acro, but still a noticeable difference. This is because the unmounted Rex has a slightly slower attack speed than the mounted Rex. Now for the comparison of the two creatures' results. While mounted, the Acro does more damage than the Rex, but while unmounted, the Acro does less damage than the Rex. So the Acro is the better boss killer mount, and the Rex is the better boss killer for when fighting without a rider. As I mentioned earlier, in my previous video, I compared the Acro and the Rex in more than just their total damage in 10 minutes. If you haven't watched it yet, click on it in the top left corner, and also make sure to be subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss any future creature comparison videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.